Hey, Shalom. Give me 1 second, Baba Kashar. Already. Just had to check the feed. So with that, I'm saying Shalom Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and for Knowledge. Started out on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. But we are led by the amazing commanding Junior Hunter. You understand? Today is Friday. This is the Friday Lashawan Qadash class. ISUPK Houston, ISUPK Galveston, ISUPK Port Arthur, and Beaumont, man. All these zones, man. Let's get a Lord of hand, man. Let's get a Lord of hand for this Lashawan Qadash. Get a Lord of hand for that great Passover, man. We just coming back, man. You anything like me, you know what I'm saying? You're still slowly coming back down from that all natural high given by, you know what I'm saying, the brotherhood and righteousness, all over just greatness of the Lord's Passover, man. It was a beautiful thing. And if you weren't able to make it this Passover, then you know what you got to do to be able to make it next Passover. Do whatever you make sure you make all arrangements that you didn't make this time, next time. And getting back to class, man, you know what I'm saying? This is the Friday Lashawan Qadash class. Lashawan Qadash meaning holy tongue in Hebrew, our native language. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of antiquity, man. We are the real Jews the Bible speaks of. We are the Israelites. And the Hebrew, the Lashawan Qadash, is our native language, man. Today, so we get back in our culture, we learn how to speak the Lashawan Qadash, man. We learn how to read, write, and speak the ancient Hebrew and Paleo Hebrew, man. Saying this is given to us by the men of our Adawanyam, you know what I'm saying? Our founding fathers in the ISUPK, man. So we've been teaching this since 1969. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to mention, you know what I'm saying, the ISUPK is not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. You know what I'm saying? We have been the home of the truth since 1969, and we still are the home of the truth. We are the only truth, the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? If you are not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth, man. One body, and that's one West. So with that being said, you know, so we're going to get into it, man. We're going to start diving into our culture, learning how to read, write, and speak our native language, Lashawan Qadash, man. We're going to start off the way we always start off every Friday, and that's by going over the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, given to us by the men above us in the ISUPK since 1969. Already, here we go. So you see this right here? This is the Hebrew alphabet, man. All 22 characters in the Hebrew alphabet. All words in Hebrew are a combination of some one or two or more of these letters. All 22, I all the way to Tha. This is the ancient or the Paleo, and this is the Assyrian. It's the same 22 characters, but they're different symbols because we derived them in different captivities. But down below on the Assyrian, this is what we have to be mindful of. There are 5 particular letters, and if a Hebrew word ends in this particular letter, we're not going to use the original Hebrew letter, but a variation of that letter, which is down below, these 5 letters. And in the ancient, we have to be mindful of these connectors. These connectors help in the pronunciation of the word. See here, la, sha, wan. Connected on the la, meaning a la. Connected on the sha, making the syllable sha, one syllable. Then a connector on the wa and na, making wa and na connected as wan. Given the pronunciation of Lashawan, and the syllables being Lashawan. That's what you do for the ancient. And then for the Assyrian, you don't have connectors. You have to be mindful of these 5 letters. The ka, ma, na, pa, and taza. All right, we're going to go over them. Repeat after me. Ha, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, sa, cha, ta, ya, ka, ma, na, sa, I, pa, sa, wa, ra, sha, and the. Ready. Slack is we're just getting the camera right so we can begin class, man. We're gonna get it in. Already, that's perfect. So today's class, man, I derived the class. It's gonna be a intermediate level class. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go over things we learned in the past. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna learn some new words. But I'm gonna give us some scriptures too. I'm gonna start doing that on all my classes, giving us scriptures pertaining to the lesson. Today's lesson is on forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And able to be able to forgive, we have to have mercy. And being Israelites, you know what I'm saying, black and brown people, mercy is something that we must have, man. If we don't have mercy, if we're not able to forgive our brother or our sister, then we're not learning anything from the men above us. We haven't learned anything from Christ, or we haven't learned anything from our Father who art in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So all of these men and all of these people have forgiven us at one point in time. So we gotta be mindful and be able to forgive those that, you know what I'm saying, do wrong to us and that are deserving of forgiveness. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, discernment needs to be played. You know what I'm saying? For instance, you know what I'm saying, if the men below you at camp or something mess up the camp signs by packing them the wrong way, then you know what I'm saying, a checking is in order, but forgiveness is definitely in order. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, a brother might you know what I'm saying, well, dealing with the men below you, you have to be mindful that the men below you might be ignorant, or you know what I'm saying, just that they don't know better for a certain situation. But if at that same camp, you know what I'm saying, the men below you decide to, you know what I'm saying, knock a Edomite out in the face, you know, to punch an Edomite, just give him a sweet chin music to the face without the order, you know what I'm saying, no order, nobody was given the order to take ground, nothing. You just all you hear is Edomite dropping in the corner of the camp. Then in that instance, you know what I'm saying, you got to be a little bit, you know what I'm saying, you might not be able to forgive as much, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of punishment might have to go, you know what I'm saying? So in order for that brother to learn his lesson, you know what I'm saying? But forgiveness is definitely something to be mindful of, especially, you know what I'm saying, coming back from Passover. We got the zeal to want to move forward, you know what I'm saying? Get our camps off the ground, you know what I'm saying? Do more work for the Lord and keep it rolling. So go give 110% for the Lord. But you know what I'm saying? We gotta come to times where us and our brothers, you know what I'm saying, butt heads because we human. Not only are we human, but we're the most hardcore humans out of all the humans. You know what I'm saying? We Israel. You know what I'm saying? We some tough brothers. But we brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta learn to be able to forgive each other. So that's why this lesson is on forgiveness. I'm gonna give us some scriptures, some words. We know we're gonna get it in with our sentences, man. Gotta be able to compose sentences in Hebrew. And all of them will be around the title of forgiveness. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give us one scripture. I'm gonna give us a scripture. That's the main scripture. It's I'll pull it, but it's Matthew 6:12. If you're familiar with Matthew 6:12, you know that this is part of the Lord's Prayer. I'm gonna put it right now. And as I'm pulling scriptures, I know this is a Lashawan Qadash class. I'm trying to get back into our culture, man, because our culture is the native language Hebrew, but it's also this Bible. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just let our Bible collect dust on Fridays. So we're gonna be getting into the scriptures around these classes too. So make sure, Ben, your head is uncovered, and sisters, when breaking down the scriptures. I'm only gonna give us 3 today, so you know what I'm saying. After pulling them, you can take that head wrap off and let them braids breathe, sis. But here we go. This is Matthew 6 and 12. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 12. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. This is Christ teaching us how to pray and what we should be praying for. And when we're praying in this to give us little pretext, not pretext, not the word. I forgot the word, but give us a little bit of context. That's the word. A little context on this scripture. You know what I'm saying? We're asking the Lord for certain things. Before we ask Him to forgive us for our debts, we ask Him to feed us daily. Make sure we have our daily bread. But then after that, we want to be forgiven for the things that we've done wrong, as we forgive our brothers that do wrong to us. So paraphrasing really quickly, Christ even came with a parable where the king, where there was this man that owed this king some money, and then the man started begging. He was like, "Please, please." He only owed him like $100 or something. I'm paraphrasing, but the king was like, "Man, you my brother, man. I forgive you." And then the brother went out and had more time to pay that king. But then after that, I'm sorry, the man owed the king like $1,000. He owed the king like 1,000 or more. And the king was like, "Man, you my brother, man. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried if you okay. I forgive you. You good." Then the man went out and said, "Thank you." And then some man only owed that man $50 or something like that, something much smaller than what he had owed. And he had beat that man. He had beat the man that owed him 50. So, and you know what I'm saying? Long story short, that man didn't show the same mercy that he was shown. He didn't forgive his debtors the way he was forgiven. So you can read about that one if you like. I forget what scripture that is. I think that's in the book of Matthew, chapter 18. I think that's in the 18th chapter. But yeah, man, we got that scripture. So forgive us our debts. I'm gonna write a paraphrase right under it. Forgive our debts. Another one. I'll give us another one. You know what I'm saying? As we make it through. But I'm only gonna give us 3. Now, what I'm gonna work on, I do this a lot of the times in my classes. I'm gonna give us a little word bank. So we can get our Hebrew words on. These words are gonna, you know what I'm saying, be new or familiar Hebrew words that we're gonna learn that are surrounding the topic of forgiveness. I'm gonna give you the strong coordinates with it. So we got trust, transgress, wrong, possess. Possess. We're gonna find out why possess. We need to why we need to know how to say possess. We're gonna find out on material. But then finally we got offend. I got a couple more, you know what I'm saying? I got love, which is ahab. I got brother, which is ak. That's pretty much it, you know what I'm saying? But these are the main ones that we don't really that we need to make sure that we know. I gotta get another color marker. I gotta get it green. I got it green. So trust is chasa. Chasa. I'm gonna give us the Strongs. If you want Strongs is a good book to have. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to learn the Hebrew words, it's a book with pretty much all of the known, not known, but every word in Hebrew that's used in the scriptures. And it got words like trust, or like transgress or sin. I'm gonna give the Strong's concordance number for all of these words. 2620. 2620. All right, transgress is also, you know what I'm saying, autonomous. I think that's the right word. I'm using big words like it. It's also it's right. It goes neck to neck with the word sin. That's how I'm using transgress. Because when you look in the Strong's, when you look in the dictionary, transgress can mean crossing over. You know what I'm saying? Also, we're using transgression sin as crossing over to the side where we're not keeping the law, crossing over to the side where we're offending our Father in heaven, or we're offending our brother here on earth. It's crossing over. That's what transgress means. But we know the word transgression to be sin. So that's what we're using. Transgress or sin in Hebrew is kata'ah. Hata'ah. Strong concordance number for Chata'ah or sin is 2403. Then we have wrong, as in right or wrong, or I have done wrong. So if I ate pork, I know I wasn't doing right. I was doing wrong. Wrong in Hebrew is Hamas. Hamas. The strong concordance number for Hamas is 2555. Two more. Yarash was to possess, to own or to possess. I put that word up in our word bank because we're gonna have to possess trust. We're gonna have to possess. You know what I'm saying? I have. It's like I have trust, or I have this feeling towards my brother, or I have. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, I have this feeling to own up to a feeling. That's why I got that. You know, a lot of people don't know how to say I have, as in I own. So possess is a garage. You know, we gotta be able to get it in with sentences. Low key, you know what I'm saying? You should have a little word bank already, or not word bank, but you know what I'm saying, a familiarity with certain words. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I left Ak and love out. I left love and brother out because we should know those ones already. We should know love, brother, doing, walking, the easy ones that we're always talking about. But the strong concordance number for possess is 3423. 3423. To possess. Finally, offend. Chabal. Chabal is to offend. Chabal. And the strong concordance number for Chabal is 2254. All right, so now let's get these words in the Hebrew. And we thought we weren't gonna to get these words in our native language, then you thought you haven't been watching class enough. We're gonna get our practice in the Hebrew however we can, whenever we can. So chasa in the Hebrew, we going from right to left, of course. Chasa. Cha. Sa. 3 letters. Chasa. Cha. Sa. Just like that. I think that's the S of the sa. Is. Cha, sa, and ha. Chasa. Now we're gonna get it in the in the Assyrian. Chasa. You have it. Trust. Because that's gonna be the first sentence that I make is gonna use that word. But let's get the rest while we at it. Transgress. Chata'a. Cha. Ta. I sometimes get mixed up Assyrian with Paleo. Ta is not the tha, but it's a circle tha. Cha, ta, a. Cha, ta, a. Chata'a. Chata'a. To transgress or to sin. Wrong. Something that is wrong is chamas. Cha. Ma. Sa. Cha. Mas. Chamas. Wrong. Possess, to own, or to have. Possess, Yarash. Ya. Ra. Sha. Yarash. Yarasha. Yarash. Ya. Ra. Sha. Yarash. Finally, to offend. Chabal. Chabal. Ha. Ba. La. Chabal. Chabal. I'll let you look at it for a second. Then we're going to start getting our sentences in. So the first sentence, so what I'm going to do with the sentences is I'm going to give us pretty much, you know what I'm saying, if we're new to the truth, we might be new to have showing the same brotherhood that Christ showed us, or trying to even attain to that level of being Christ-like, being truly Christ-like, which really is all a Christian is. Christian means is to be Christ-like. But we know we separate ourselves from the word Christian because Christians in today's sense are very much so hypocrites. You know, they don't do what they're supposed to do. They don't do what they say they do. They don't do what they should do. So that's why we say that we're not Christians. But really, all a Christian is somebody that's Christ-like. And somebody that's trying to be Christ-like has to know how to forgive. So the sentence that we're going to be going over is, first sentence is going to be like, say your brother offends you. What would you say in Hebrew if your brother offended you? And then the next sentence will be, how would that person supposed to respond? And then after that, what do you say after that person's response? So we're going. We got like a little no, I don't know what the right word is, like a little skit or a scenario. We got a scenario for forgiveness. So the first one is, okay, so I got a few. The first one's just a general statement. And I said I wanted to use trust, so we're gonna use trust. The first sentence we're gonna say, I have trust for my brother. I have trust for my brother. It could be I have trust in my brother, but I think I have trust for my brother makes more sense. And I'll go over that in a second. So I have trust for my brother. So how do we say that in Hebrew? I'm still writing left to right because we're still writing in English. But once we start writing in Hebrew, that's when I'm gonna start over here and come this way. So I is anya, anya. I have, so it's possessed, right? And I currently have, so we're just gonna leave it alone. Sometimes you don't have to conjugate them. Sometimes just leaving the verb alone works just as fine as conjugating it because there's multiple ways to skin a cat. So we're gonna say I, Yarash, but we are gonna go over conjugations today. So, but we're just not for this. I have. What do I have? I have trust. So I have trust. Anya Yarash Chasa'a. Or not Chasa'a, but Chasa. La Akya. La is four. So La Akya, my brother. Why is it Akya? Because Ak means brother with the suffix Ya at the end, meaning my brother. And why is La Akya? For my brother. Prefix right here. So it's a prefix. So it should be La Akya. Not La, then space Akya. Should be La Akya. For my brother. That's a whole word. La Akya. For my brother. So for my brothers, it would be La Akyam. For my brother, La Akya. So Anya Yarash Chasal La Akya. I have trust for my brother. Let's get in the Hebrew. Now, Anya is the first word we write, but we start on the end. Anya. Anya. Yorash. Chazah. La'akia. Already. There it is. Anya. Yorash. Chazah. La'akia. In the series. Already. There you have it. I have trust for my brother. Anya, Yerash, Chasa, La'ak. So when the brother offends you, when the brother does something to lose your trust, you will lose that trust. You know what I'm saying? But you start off, you gotta have trust for your brother. So if he in this truth like you, if he in this body trying to kill that old man like you know what I'm saying, do what he has to do to get that seat on the chariot, just like you are, he should have your trust, man. You should be willing to go to great lengths like he's willing to go to great lengths for you. You should be, and sisters, you know what I'm saying? We should, but brothers mainly, you know what I'm saying? You should be ready to die for that brother, bro. Already. So now let's get another scripture before we go to our next sentence. The next scripture is about forgiveness. That's when I think Peter was asking Christ. Here we're gonna find out. Well, I think it was Peter though. Peter was asking Christ, how many times if a man sinned against me, if a man offend me, how many times do I gotta forgive him? Should I forgive him like 7 times? And then we gotta see what Christ said. What Christ said to that brother. So this is in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, also. Matthew 18 and 21. Right, it was Peter. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Then verse 22. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Now, Christ, when he said until 70 times 7, that was just really, you know what I'm saying, Judites, you know what I'm saying, not, you know, Israel, black and brown people, you know what I'm saying, we be witty, we, you know what I'm saying, we use figurative language, you know what I'm saying, he was exaggerating, you know what I'm saying. If I say be here in a few minutes, I say try to get here as fast as you can, don't take all day. All of that is exaggeration. I'm not talking about a few minutes, literally, just like Christ was talking about 70 times 7, literally, which is 400 something. I don't even know what it is. Christ wasn't talking about that exact number. He just said, keep forgiving your brother. And you want to use the number 7, 770 times 7. How about that? Forgive your brother that many times. That's what Christ was saying. That we're gonna get that on our scriptures for forgiveness, which is Matthew 18 and 21 through 22. Matthew 18, 21 through 22. Forgive 70 times 7. Give 70 times 7. Don't stop forgiving your brother. Now, be mindful, you know what I'm saying? We're not opening, this ain't no Christianity turn the other cheek, keep getting slapped nonsense. If your brother keeps doing some nonsense, then you got to forgive him, but you got to know how to operate around him. Like, if your brother is known to drink and drive and crash a car, and you forgive him for the last time he crashed your whip, that means don't give him the keys next time, man. You gotta use some practicality. You can forgive your brother like you're supposed to, but don't just keep walking in a way to get, you know what I'm saying, offended. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be practical, man. So yeah, keep forgiving your brother. So now we have the next one. Next sentence. All right, no sign Christ. The next sentence we're going to do is, you have offended me. Now, you have offended me. You don't have to say the word have, because I don't want to get too confused with this have and have, like you have done. Guess I can write done. Yeah, well, let's get it. You done offended me is damn near Ebonics. So we know what you're gonna write, you offended. You offended me. So we should with our word bank, the word chabal, we should already know how this is gonna go. We should know how to say you in Hebrew. That's an easy one. We know we're gonna have to conjugate the word offended to be past tense, and who offended and who they're offending. All that's gonna be one word. So this sentence is gonna go from 3 words to 2 words in the Hebrew. We should already know that. So this is an easy sentence. We gotta get on it. We gotta start owning up to our language and our culture. Saying watch these classes. Gotta know this stuff. Let's get it in. What's asa? I gave it to you. Was you asa? Asa, you. Not him or not her or not them or those people, but you. Second tense, or not second tense, but second person. So you offended. So offended past tense is you offended. So it'd be kabal sa. Past tense, you offended is kabal sa. Believe. Right, kabal sa. But you put that sa at the end of it. Put that here. I'll be right. So this is kabal. We're gonna conjugate it for you and past tense offended. Offend, you offended, put the sa at the end. That's the rule for that. So you offended. But who did you offend? You offended me. So we put the my suffix. I have been offended by you. That's it right there. You offended me. Shabasaya. And low key, I don't think that's right. I don't think you have to write the ya, because the ya is also a conjugation. So we're not gonna be able to use that conjugation. But once again, you know what I'm saying? Hebrew, you could get away with being this brute in Hebrew. You offended. You offended me? How do you put that? I thought offended. Most time first. I gotta find out how to finish this sentence. Slovakia. But we're gonna change it for the purpose of this class. I'm gonna come back next class for how to say me. How to say me in Hebrew. That should be one of the first things we learn. But I'm gonna just write for the purpose of this class, you offended him. Him is Hawa'a. And I'm pretty sure when I find out how to say me, it's gonna hit me like a ton of bricks to the face. Like I've been knowing it. I already knew it. Just being a jerk and forgot. But yeah, I'm gonna find out for that next week. So it's like it, Israel. But you offended him. Asa Shabasa Hawa'a. You offended him. All right. really, if you offended him, he should be going to you and you alone. Somebody else shouldn't be going to you and you alone, but I had to change the sentence up. Like, that's what we rocking with. He should be going to you alone. So Matthew 18 and 15, to gain a brother and to let him know that saying you tread in water. So really, three letters, I mean, 3 words. Atha, Sabalia, it's like Sabaltha, that above is both. Sabaltha, Sabaltha, Hawa'a. Atha, Sabaltha, Hawa'a. Alrighty. There you have it in Paleo and Syrian. You offended him. Asa, Sabaltha, Hawa'a. Let's see how we doing with time. We're doing good. So we got enough time for one more scripture. I want to say 2 more. Hopefully, we have enough time for 2 more sentences. So the next scripture, the last scripture I'm gonna do is not a parable, but what happened in real life history example of when Christ forgave somebody that sinned, and it's John 8 and 11. You know what I'm saying, when the adulteress, so when men came to Christ accusing his sister of adultery, they said she got caught in the act. Then Christ, you know what I'm saying, cut him up, said, go ahead if you want to stone her. So he that hath done no sin, cast the first stone. He that who has a sin, throw the first rock at her. And they all had to just leave with their head down because they know that they weren't perfect themselves. Then at that point, saying, Christ is perfect. Christ not doing no sin. But did Christ throw a stone at her? Did Christ start stoning her? Or did Christ want to, condemn that sister? No, we're going to go what Christ said to her. This is John 8 and 11. It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 11. She said, no man, Lord. So let me go up one for context. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 10. When Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? Verse 11. She said, no man, Lord, Adawan. And Yahushua said unto her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Already, Christ forgave us. So that's how we got to do, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to rub it in our face, but he did tell her to sin no more, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget this mercy that we're showing you. You got off on our, you're able to keep your life. Don't go and just transgress again. Go and sin no more. All right, so there's plenty of instances in the Bible where forgiveness came into play. Just as there's plenty of instances in the Bible where punishment has to be, adhered to. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't know forgiveness, we haven't learned anything from our Father and our Adonai. You know what I'm saying? So let's get two more sentences, practicing this Hebrew. We should be Torah for today. So in the sentences, so we got so far, I trust my brother, or I have trusted my brother, and then we have you offended him. So now the last two sentences in the Hebrew that we gotta come up with, that I already came up with, that we're gonna get down, are gonna be the responses that you have offended. And what was originally you have offended me, but I'm not gonna forget, Israel, that I gotta get how to say me, which is live in action right now, and I can't stop class to do it. But you have to, the response that you have offended me is either going to be one of two things. It's going to be sorry, Slakia, my brother, which is one of the sentences, or I have done no wrong. So I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Then at that point, you Matthew 18 and 15, take it to, you know what I'm saying, two or three witnesses above you to see the matter. You know what I'm saying? Take it to counsel. So right now we're going to get, I have done no wrong. Or I did no wrong. That may be a response that you hear after you have offended me, or you have offended him, or whatever. I did no wrong. Wrong is one of our words in our word bank. So I didn't, that's too stupid, that's big as hell. I did no wrong. So I would be Anya. Did. So to do is Aisha. We know that work Aisha means to do or to work on or to pretty much mean doing. Aisha. So we have to conjugate Aisha for past tense and for, you know what I'm saying, I. For this, the person who did whatever they were doing. I did whatever I was doing. And I did it before, so it's past tense. So the conjugation for Aisha and me or I is Aisha Thea. Aisha plus something at the end for past tense. And what goes at the end is what's for I. So Thea. That's why we couldn't do the last one, because Thea is already something. So Aisha Thea, let me make sure that's right. It is. Aisha Thea. So I did, and what's wrong? No wrong would be Hamas. That would be hyphenated. Or Hamas. I've got to put this in blue. Slocky. I'm not gonna go back because that'd be a waste of time. Slocky. It's hard to understand. Got so excited. But Anya, I shut the Hamas. I did no wrong. No wrong being Hamas. Hamas la'ah. Either or. No wrong. Anya, I shut the Hamas. I did no wrong. All right, let's get in the Hebrew. Anya, I shut the Hamas. Get in Syrian. Yeah. Aisha. Hamas. I did no wrong. Anya Aishataya Hamas. There you have it. So that if you say you offended me and they say that, then you got to go to counsel if you want to keep that brother as your brother. You should that should be the only option because you know what I'm saying that's what Christ died for, brotherhood. That's what we you know what I'm saying promoting the ISPK, loving your brother. Nobody else gonna love him. You gotta love him. So really, your only option is counsel at this point. Or in most situations, or even in a perfect world, you say you offended me. This is what your brother said. The last sentence. This last sentence is something that we see ourselves saying in the UPK so much that it's gonna be a no-brainer. We already gonna know this one. But that's the beauty of the ISUPK, man. That we be speaking Hebrew so simple all the time, and you know what I'm saying. It's our native language. You know what I'm saying. That's the stuff that makes the Most High. You know what I'm saying. Say, man, maybe I should send Christ out. These brothers know brotherhood. These sisters know sisterhood, and they speak in their native language so. You know what I'm saying, like second nature. So the last one is, please forgive me, brother. Please forgive me, brother. We say it all the time. Baba Kashab, Salakia, Akia, Salakia, Baba Kashab. Please forgive me. That's our lesson. It sounds like a simple one, right? This ain't no damn intermediate class. I been knew that, but we gonna get it in. Maybe you ain't know how to write it. And now you about to learn how to write it. I know you know how to say it. Most High in Christ that you do is beautiful. But the word is please. For the sentence, please forgive me, brother. See how we doing with time. We got just enough. That's how beautiful that worked out. Just enough time to finish this. Baba Kashab. Baba Kwa. No U after Ka. That's already Kwa. Shah. You don't have to put the Ha at the end either. No H at the end. Baba Kashab. That's that right there. Forgive me. Salak means to forgive. Salak means to forgive. The ya at the end means forgive me. That prefix, forgive me. Salakia. Forgive me, Ak. Ak is brother. Please forgive me, Ak. We have it. Quickly, we're gonna get down by the shop. Baba wa shop. Uncle Shah, Salakia, Ak. Please forgive me, brother. And when people say this, when they say Baba Kashah Salakia, well, don't be an oppressor. Don't, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like the way he said it. He said it with no feeling. He wasn't sincere. Some people have a hard time apologizing. So when you hear this, take it for, you know what I'm saying? Take it for face value. They saying sorry to you, bro. Take that apology. Be a brother and accept the apology. Baba. Damn. We already haven't finished when we run out of time. Might go a minute over, so like. Baba Kwa. Shaq. Wow. Baba Kashah Salakia. Here we go. Please forgive me, brother. Baba Kashah Salakia. You have it. A little quick lesson on forgiveness, man. You know what I'm saying? Remember, this is the main scripture right here and the Lord's Prayer. So we gotta forgive our debtors as we wish. We gotta ask for forgiveness for our debts in the same way we forgive our debtors. So with that, so we're gonna close out. Gonna give a courtesy salute to the men of Israel. Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yadi Matah, Star Turning Face Sisters, Amadim, which means to stand. Give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatan Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Yadi Matah, dismissed.